Hello and welcome to the channel. You're here with Afterburn, and I'm going to show you today how to basically be the best spec for Necromancer and how to use it and the pieces of gear you need and all that. So basically, these are the pieces of gear you're going to need. Scythe of the Cycle for the weapon, Lost Time offhand, the whole Masquerade suit. This is called the Masquerade Bone Spear spec anyways, so it kind of Masquerade kind of tells you. Haunted Visions necklace, Galmandor's Marrow Guards, Convention of the Elements ring, Dante's Binding belt, Crisbin's Sentence ring, and I used yellow gems for intelligence. I got the red soul shard. I'm trying to know. I don't know how good it is. The cooldown thing for the after gaining a level, your resource costs are removed and cooldowns on skills are reduced by 75%. It's kind of like a shrine effect almost. And when that happens, the only thing is the stun can kill you from the first effect. And that damage is really remedial. 13,000. Seems like it should be a lot, but it's nothing. So basically everything revolves around your bone spear. So we're going to go with Grim Scythe with cold because it increases your attack speed, but also it's because of which move is it? Your cold skills reduce the movement speed of enemies by 30%. In addition, your movement speed is increased by 10% for 5 seconds, maximum 5 stacks. So it's pretty awesome. And you need to use Grim Scythe to build your essence anyways, because when you're using your bone spear, it uses more because of your cube here. Bone spear now costs 40 essence and deals 700% increased damage, so it uses up a lot more essence because I mean you've only got 229. Skeletal Mage gains the effective gift of death and singularity runes. That doesn't even matter. The only reason you have it is for 50% damage reduction if your essence is not full, which it goes down very fast, so you won't really have that full. So you just try to keep that down for the toughness. Brig's Wrath. Uncursed enemies are pulled towards the target location when a curse is applied to them, and that's where your curse comes in. That's your Decrepify. So your skills, show you here. Grim Scythe, Bone Spear with Blighted Marrow because it pierces, and each one that it goes through increases damage by 15%. Bone Armor, and we're using Dislocation because it stuns the enemies when you use it, I think. So it's better, basically another CC. And with the cooldown, you can pretty much do that every second. So when you get that thing off the helmet, cooldown. Decrepify with Enfeeblement increases the potency of the movement speed reduction to 100% and decaying to normal potency over 5 seconds. So they can't move for a little bit, and then they go down to 75 for 30. So what you do is when you curse an area, it's fairly big, as you can see, and any enemy in that gets sucked to the center, wherever your cursor is. So you just curse them. It takes a little bit of your essence, and then you scythe it. Fill up your essence, and then you just back up. Boom, boom. Also, you always have your simulacrums out because they're the big damage, and you'll see why here. Blood Rush increases your armor by 100%. We got the potency rune on it. It basically is just a teleport for faster and gives you a little bit more armor for 2 seconds. Simulacrum with Reservoir, but your maximum essence is increased by 100% when your simulacrums are active, so 458 when they're on. Spreading Malediction. Receive a 1% damage bonus for each enemy affected by one of your curses, which you're going to be always using your Decrepify to group them up anyways. Serration, Bone Spikes, Bone Spear, and Bone Spirit deal 1% increased damage for every 1.5 yards from the enemy to you, up to a maximum of 20%. So you're backed up, and that's when you're using your Bone Spear, sniping more damage. Standalone increases armor by 100%, reduced by 10% for each active minion, which I'm pretty sure these count as minions. But maybe not, because they're not even up there, so... But, I mean, either way, it's still extra toughness, 80% or 100, either way. Bone Prison. Bone Spear, Bone Spikes, and Bone Spirit have a 30% chance to trap enemies in a bone prison for 3 seconds. Happens quite a bit. It's nice. So your Bone Spear can trap them. Sometimes you just get to shoot them, especially bosses. It's nice. So I'll show you a little bit of it in action. This literally is just the first drops I've got. Like I got an Ancient there, Ancient there, Ancient there. Ancient Gloves. Everything else is regular. I've been trying to get a Socket one with those with a little bit better stats, but I just cannot seem to get it. But once I do, it'll be nice because I can put I have my other gems. So the 3 gems you're going for is, I go for Bane because it gives you 20% bonus damage every time you kill an elite pack, and 15% damage versus elites, and 50% reduced damage from elites. Now, a lot of people would say take Bane of the Trapped instead, and then they would also use, there's another one, that increases your damage, which I cannot remember which one it is right now, but I'm basically going to be using Trapped, Bane of the Powerful, and Bane of the Stricken, which gives you 25% bonus damage right there against bosses and Rift Guardians, and 1% for every attack also, plus you can level that up. But I noticed that this one here gives you percentage just from being control impaired, so I'm up to 32 already on that 58. So once I put that in, it's going to increase my damage quite a bit. And you can see my stats. That's just base without any toughness abilities on. And I'll kind of show you just a little bit of it in action. I won't go too deep. Just going to show you how it works. You want to try to get a 10 stack on your bone armor. Find some enemies here.
I must wait.
Suck them all in. Boom. See, a couple hits. Bone armor. Boom. Back up. They're all stunned. You'll see billions. Now, one of the weapon effects is increased damage from your simulacrums. See, that stun almost killed me right there. I mean, I don't have to skip anything. I could just kill everything if I wanted to. But you can see, like, it just destroys stuff. Gotta get that Death's Breath. I heard a goblin somewhere. There it is.
This world can abide you no longer.
This is a lucky one. Boom. Now, when I'm doing greater rifts, I don't tend to kill everything. I try to just go for elite packs. But if I'm having a hard time living, sometimes my toughness isn't up to my damage because everything is like percentage based. Just percentage increases for, like, Bone Spears cast from Simulacrums deal 335% bonus increased damage. So it's all like bonus percentages. So sometimes killing one target's just as easy, because if you get a whole bunch of stuff on you and you don't have enough essence, sometimes you get trapped, especially if that stun happens from that helmet proc that I have. Even though I don't really need that on, I could get rid of that. But every time you level up, though, it's like an extra shrine effect, which I don't really want to give up. And whenever you, right now, during this season, whenever you hit one of those shrines, you get a shadow clone with you, and I'll tell you, their damage is insane. It feels like this even more powerful than your simulacrums, but because sometimes I can just walk through stuff and they'll be doing like corpse explosion and all that, and everything just dies so fast. As you can see, it's a deadly spec, just because you just pierce everything. You can also be support too, because you, like, even if you don't have the damage, you pull everything into a group, and then whoever's with you can capitalize. See that? See, I ran out of essence. Boom, right quick, because there's a whole bunch of them. But all I did is I ran with some necromancers, and I got one of each of the items that you needed, just to get the meta spec kind of going, and now I can just play it and just get myself geared up. You know what I mean? It doesn't really matter. It doesn't have to be the best stuff. It's just that getting those base percentages is the first most important part. Just be careful that when you don't have no essence, because it's really easy to die, no matter, especially the higher up you go. Like this is T16, so. And greater rifts are only harder. I've done up to 105 by myself with just the basic, you know what I mean? So I mean, if I tried to get my gems leveled up, added the extra stats, stuff through the cube, and got perfect drops and all that stuff, I mean, like watch this, I won't even. This is just from the Shadow Clone, you mean like they're strong. But when you go to a next level, you lose your Shadow Clone, so if you want to use it up, just stay in that level. And see, I leveled up, so I'm getting... No, I didn't. No, I didn't. I did, no. Not bad. So every time you level up, you're going to get that bonus from that red soul shard, which was from the Tristan event. But like I said, that's something that you might not want to dabble with if you're scared of dying a lot. Or if you're going for like greater rift runs and you don't want that death because you want that extra level on your gem. Then by all means do not take it. Just I put life in my helmet, usually. But you can take cooldown if you don't think you need toughness. Put diamond in there. But yeah, that's the video. And if you like what you see, like and subscribe. Feel free to leave a comment in the sections below if there's any other videos you'd like to see on different games. I've got a ton of games. I don't mind explaining anything that anyone would like a little bit further in depth in. Thanks.